So next up is this else if statement. We've already learned a little bit about it before. I kind of explained it and briefly kind of like what's happening behind the scenes. So essentially, if this is false, then it will enter into this code block, and this else if will register, will basically go, okay, if this is true also, then it'll do this. And then you can do an else at the end of it and do something over here. So as you can see, if you look inside of here, if it's yellow, then this stoplight will not work. Nope, that one won't work. Stoplight equals yellow. Yes, that one works. All right, slow down. Okay. And then notice how it's green or go. Those things, none of those will, none of these will run. It'll only be this one that runs. Okay. Whereas if you have done a little bit of programming before, you'll look at this and go, that sucks. You should use a switch statement. Yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Okay, I think that's the next thing. I'm like 96% sure that's the next thing. Yep, it is. Okay, so that'll be in this video. Just else if, and then when to use it, and when to use switch. So let's create a program that keeps track of yada yada yada. If else if, checks if the season is winter. Season equals winter. Okay, it's winter. Everything's covered in snow. Notice how they use the backslash thing. Console.log invalid season. So now I run that. It's now invalid season because summer. Yep, invalid season. Add another. Okay, this sucks. This is really bad. Okay, and I'm just gonna enter a couple times. Else if season equals summer. Else if season equals fall. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of all of those. Okay. Generally with JavaScript, you don't do like the C++ thing where you have the code block and you do this kind of thing. They do it with that there. That's just generally how they format it. Console.log this. Great. And then run, it'll say it's sunny because it's summer. Console.log that, which I have swapped these. Fall, summer. Great. What? What? Wait. Where's the error? Oh, console is misspelled. There. All right. So yeah, you've got this. This is yep, that's a thing. So this is not great code, in my opinion, because you've got a lot of these else ifs. And if you are doing a lot of these else ifs, it likely is better to do it with a switch statement. The only time when you're doing else ifs over and over again is if your condition like isn't based on a single thing and it's like based on weird other parameters and it gets more and more complicated. Which, if it gets really complicated, you may have to do a wrapper if condition and like there's structuring your if statements and else if statements. Well is a art form. It's very difficult to do, but yeah, we'll get into that in a second. So the switch is a way to basically do the else if and make it more readable. Okay, so the way it works is you say, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna say pose, switch pose. Okay, and basically it can be a inside of this switch, it looks like the if statement, right? But we're switching the value of position. So if it is case first place, then we'll console.log you get the gold medal. And then you have to do a break, okay? So this is when the position, when this is equal to first place, okay? I'm going to run that. It's probably going to break because I'm not using that. Athlete final position. I hate long variable names. That is so stupid. I hate that it forces me to do that. Okay. And then basically I'm just going to copy this, paste, paste, paste. Second and third. Okay. And you get the silver medal and bronze medal. Okay. And then you can have a default. In the default case, I'll get to that in a second. Run. Great. Okay. Really? Oh. Yes, I did. Third. Oh, there's a single. Fine. What? That log, you get the golden medal. Oh. Exclamation point. Fine. Be that way. Great. Okay. So now add a default statement, end of the switch. Okay. So basically, this is if any of these cases do not satisfy the original thing. So default console.log no medal awarded. Okay, and then break. I don't think you need a break statement after the default, but generally it's good practice to just do that. So I'm going to run that. Great. So when do you use this versus else ifs? Okay. Basically, if your else ifs are based on a single parameter, like they are here, the final position, then you can really easily switch between the different conditions. It's also, I have seen this and I've done this a couple times, and it's actually kind of clever. I stole it from, oh God, where did I steal it? I really liked it. And so I'm just like, ooh, this is cool. So the fun thing about the switch statement is you can do switch true. And then case, so I say like let num equals 9, okay? Case, num is less than 8. Console.log less than 8. Break. And then case num equals 9. Console.log num is 9. And then break. Case num is greater than 9. Console.log num is greater than 9. Okay, break. Although there's a condition here that does not satisfy any of those three, and I'm curious if you know which one it is. So basically, it's if this case satisfies this condition, which if num is greater than 8 or less than 8, then it's going to be true. If num is equal to 9, then it's true. If num is greater than 9, then it's true. So this is a condition or this is just a way to do kind of this switch thing, similar to how match statements work in Rust. It's not exactly like it, but it can kind of approach how it works. But match statements are so much better. I wish match existed in JavaScript, but it doesn't. So anyway, switch can be used and is pretty versatile and can allow you to do this. This I don't recommend unless you have like a lot of these cases, but it also kind of helps instead of doing if else, if else, if else, if else. So I don't think there's anything else, and we go into review. So yep, conditional statements using else if and switch, and when to use them, when not to use them. So I'll see you in the next video, whichever one that is.